Hi loves, Deena here, and I am back with a full body 15-minute Pilates session. All you need is your beautiful self and a bit of space. Grab behind your kneecaps. Starting in our first position, pull your belly button underneath. Arms are right on top of the knees. We hold here. Take a deep breath in. Hold one more. And then one bone at a time, you are melting your spine down to your mat. Pull your shoulders in line with the elbows and let your knees fall from side to side, getting some space in the lower back. Bring your feet in line with your hips. Arms come by your side. We're going to peel our hips off the floor one bone at a time, all the way up to our shoulder blades. Interlace the fingers for that extra stretch. And then one bone at a time, you release yourself back down. Going in for flat back glute bridges, drive from the heel of the foot to push. Arms come on top of the shoulders. Let's get a few reps here. Adding on in 3, 2, keep your hips high, arms come by your ears, drive the arms all the way by the hips. Think about keeping that pressure in the heel of the foot and keeping your hips high throughout. On your next rep, keep the arms behind you and slide the elbows in line with your shoulders. Reset back to your starting position. Think about squeezing the elbow into the side of the body. And remember, your hips do not move. On your next rep, you're going to bring the arms on top of your shoulders. Keep your hips high and drive the knee on top of the hip. Think about keeping that clean 90-degree angle. Let's do 2 more on each side. And after your last one, keep that knee on top of the hip and extend the leg long in line with your other knee. Two more extensions. And after your last one, we finish off with a pulse. Push from the heel, drive the hips up to the ceiling, and relax. Drop those hips down and just take a breather. We are going to take everything on the other side. So restack the knees in line with the hips, arms come on top of the shoulders, drive your hips up, and then extend one knee on top of your hip. Going back into those extensions, the leg comes long in line with your opposite knee. Adding on that pulse in 3, 2, we pulse it up, driving from the heel. Let's go for 3, 2, and drop those hips down. Take a breather. Well done. Coming into our core work, hands go behind the neck, keeping the elbows wide, Exhale to lift the chest off of the floor. Inhale to bring yourself back down. Prepping the core, pulling your belly button into the spine. Let's go for one more. And on your next one, you're going to lift your chest and the knee at the same time. So that knee comes on top of your hips. Focus deeply on your breath. So every time you crunch up, you are exhaling through pursed lips. And remember, all of this is coming from your chest, not your neck. Let's aim for one more on each side. And after your last one, you're going to crunch your elbow in to the opposite knee, getting some internal rotation. Make sure you reset in the center before you take it to your opposite side. Crunch up, twist, reset. Let's aim for one more rep on each side. Keep using your breath. And after your last rep, pull both knees into the chest. Take a deep breath, lift your chest off the floor, and extend the arms and the legs long. Pulling that knee back into the chest, make sure that chest stays high throughout your movement. Making yourself as long as possible when you stretch, and as small as possible when you pull in. Let's go for one more good rep here. And relax. All right, I know that core is on fire. Let's do a quick reset. Whenever you are ready, you're gonna flip it over onto all fours. And we're just going to drop down to our cobra. So the hips come down to your mat. Pull the shoulder blades down and back. Take a breath. And from here, drop your chest down. We are going into our back section. One palm comes on top of the other. Elbows are wide. Lift your head off of the floor, keeping your elbows wide. Think about lifting the chest off, squeezing the lower back, squeezing the glutes. On your next rep, keep your head high, bring the elbows in, back to the forehead, reset. Adding in that progression, getting into the upper back. Trying to keep your toes connected to your mat. Let's go for one more rep here. After your last rep, palms come by your side. Find yourself in your modified plank. We're going to come down for 3, 2, 1. Release the hands off the floor. Come back up to your modified plank. Tempo on the way down. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Tuck your tailbone to push yourself back up. Let's go for final. Shoulder blades down and back, release. And we reset. Push yourself back into your child's pose for a full spinal release. And when you are ready, coming onto all fours, we've got our cat-cow. Exhale to pull your belly button into the spine. Inhale to drop your belly down to your mat. Chin comes all the way up. Let's go for one more deep breath here. And then find yourself on your side. You're going to stack the knees on top of each other, shoulder away from the ear, heels in line with the back of your mat. That top leg comes up, keeping your belly button in line. 2 more reps here. And on your next rep, we're going to add a hip lift. Knee comes out, drop your hips down. Adding on into. Next one, hip stays high. We extend that leg nice and long with the knee. Tap and reset. We are not here for very long. Give yourself one more. After your last rep, we are flipping it over straight into our regressed low plank. Tuck your tailbone, shoulders on top of your elbows. Take a breath. Find yourself on your hands. Take another breath. Our final progression, coming into your full plank, we hold. Keep breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax. Shift yourself back into your downward facing dog. And drop your knees down. We are going to take ourselves over to our final side, our final bit of work. Find your position, stack the knees on top of one another, belly button in, shoulder away. We're going to clam that knee up, bring it back down. We've got 2 more reps. And on your next rep, we are adding that hip lift. Knee still comes up, but the hip comes up in between. One side is going to be a little bit funkier than the other one. That's okay. Work with the shift. Adding on that extension on your next rep. That knee is up, extend the leg long in line with the knee. Keeping your hips nice and high. Keep breathing. We've got 2 more reps. Last one. And flip yourself over down to your regressed plank. On the elbows, tailbone is tucked. Take a deep breath in. Find yourself in your high plank. Adding a little extra time for this final push. And our final exercise of our session, meet me in your high plank. Keep breathing. We are nearly there. We release in 3, 2, and 1. Drop those knees down, shift back into your child's pose, and tell your body thank you. That concludes the end of our 15-minute full body session. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope to see you again soon. Ciao for now.